Good Tuesday morning, all eyes on Venezuela.
With questions swirling about its future and America's role in it. It is January 6th. This is Today. Breaking overnight, chaos and confusion. Gunfire erupting near Venezuela's presidential palace just hours after the new acting president is sworn in. While in New York, deposed leader Nicolas Maduro's dramatic court appearance declaring himself a prisoner of war. President Trump speaking out exclusively to NBC News about his plans for the country, its oil, and a region on edge. We're live in Washington and along the Venezuelan border with the very latest. Spreading concern. Flu cases still skyrocketing nationwide, now rampant in nearly every state, and visits to the doctor soaring to a nearly 30-year high.
I would check the waiting room and every patient said flu positive,
wow.
Flu positive, flu positive.
This morning, what's being done to control the surge? Plus, the CDC's controversial vaccine overhaul, slashing the shot schedule for millions of children. What all Americans need to know. Emotional farewell. The Kennedy family and close friends coming together to honor JFK's granddaughter, Tatiana Schlossberg, and comfort her husband and young children. Inside, the new tributes to her life and legacy after her brave battle with cancer. Those stories, plus making waves. The newest generation of humanoid robots unveiled at the Consumer Electronics Show will introduce you to Atlas and the remarkable things it can do. The race is on. Americans clamoring for the first ever weight loss pill as an oral version of Wegovy hits the market. Straight ahead, what you need to know about getting a prescription and the rush by other drug makers to get even more options to a pharmacy near you soon. And take it easy. Savannah's on the mend after vocal cord surgery, sharing the sweet message of thanks. And we'll send that love right back to her today, Tuesday, January 6th, 2026.
From NBC News, this is Today with Savannah Guthrie and Craig Melvin. From Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And a very good morning to you. Welcome to Today on this Tuesday morning. Thank you for starting it with us. Chanel is here while Savannah rests up.
Good morning. Our friend, we can report, is in great shape this morning. She's doing well.
This is the Instagram post that she put up yesterday. All good. Thanks for the prayers and love. So here's the thing. Coming up a little bit later in the broadcast, we're going to send that love right back to her.
We joke that she's going to have an amazing singing voice after this.
That's true.
She has permission now to rest easy. We'll talk about it in a bit.
Meanwhile, we do have a lot of news to get to on this Tuesday, starting off with the latest fallout from that U.S. military strike in Venezuela. Overnight, gunfire rang out in the capital there just hours after the new interim president was sworn in.
And this morning, President Trump, in a new interview with NBC News, facing new questions about the administration's strategy in the region going forward.
All of this coming after deposed leader Nicolas Maduro's defiant appearance in a New York courtroom yesterday afternoon. We've got it all covered. We'll start with NBC's senior Washington correspondent, Hallie Jackson. Hallie, good morning to you.
Craig, good morning. And this morning, Nicolas Maduro and his wife are behind bars on U.S. soil after that arraignment, a routine court proceeding, but in this instance, extraordinary, given the defendant, his defiance, and the international spotlight as the Trump administration ramps up its threats beyond Venezuela, with the region on edge. Overnight, gunfire erupting near the presidential palace in Venezuela's capital city. Witnesses saying security forces fired at unidentified drones. Two White House officials telling NBC News the U.S. was not involved. The tension in Caracas coming with Venezuela's now captured leader 2,000 miles away in New York.
We want justice, you say how?
Deposed President Nicolas Maduro flashing a thumbs up before court and defiant during it, telling a federal judge he had been kidnapped and captured by the U.S., declaring in Spanish, "I am a prisoner of war," adding, "I'm innocent. I am a decent man. I am still the president of my country." Maduro's wife, Celia Flores, at his side with bandages on her head. At one point, an outburst from the gallery, a Venezuelan man telling Maduro, "You will pay." Maduro responding, "I will be free." President Trump, in an exclusive interview with NBC's Kristen Welker, calling the arraignment an extraordinary moment, insisting the U.S. is not at war with Venezuela, only with people that sell drugs, as questions build about the legality of the U.S. operation to extract Maduro and his wife to face those drug trafficking charges.
This was well within the president's Article 2 powers. It was a law enforcement function to arrest indicted individuals in Venezuela.
Trump officials late Monday delivering a classified briefing to the group of top congressional lawmakers, Speaker Mike Johnson defending the president's use of force in Venezuela.
We are not at war. We do not have U.S. armed forces in Venezuela, and we are not occupying that country.
But some Democrats critical.
They can't explain in clear terms how this helps the national security of the American people in any way, shape, or form.
But the Trump White House asserting its power in the region.
The United States of America is running Venezuela.
And farther afield, top advisor Stephen Miller doubling down after President Trump left the door open on a potential push to take over the territory of Greenland, currently controlled by Denmark.
The United States should have Greenland as part of the United States.
And in a new statement just this morning, European allies highlight the need for security in the Arctic region and say they've been stepping up on that front, but add that it is for Denmark and Greenland and them only to decide on matters related to Denmark and Greenland. As for Nicolas Maduro, we expect to see him back in court in mid-March. Craig?
Our senior Washington correspondent Hallie Jackson starting us off. Hallie, thank you.
Meantime, global reaction to the U.S. capture of Nicolas Maduro and what's next is continuing to grow, especially in South America and inside Venezuela. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez is following that part of the story from the Colombian border with Venezuela. Gabe, good morning.
Chanel, good morning. The Trump administration received condemnation even from allies at yesterday's emergency meeting of the UN Security Council. But the U.S. is defending Maduro's capture as a law enforcement operation as a new Trump foreign policy doctrine appears to take shape.
This morning, Venezuela in turmoil with questions about who will run the country, as well as America's involvement. Yesterday, Delcy Rodriguez, formally sworn in as Venezuela's interim president, following Nicolas Maduro's capture. Rodriguez softening her initial tone, now offering to collaborate with the Trump administration, even as her government ordered police to arrest anyone involved in supporting this weekend's U.S. attack. We're looking for peace in Venezuela, this man says, and for the U.S. to respect our Constitution. Exiled opposition leader and Nobel Prize winner Maria Corina Machado, whom President Trump said does not have the respect to govern Venezuela, now says she plans to return to her country as soon as possible.
We will turn Venezuela into the energy hub of the Americas.
President Trump is focused on Venezuela's oil, indicating to Kristen Welker that the U.S. may have a presence there for a while, saying it may help oil companies rebuild over a period of months. And across the region, there are growing concerns after the U.S. State Department posted a taunting image. This is our hemisphere.
This is Venezuela. It's in our area, the Donroe Doctrine.
President Trump has also weighed in on the future of other countries in recent days, saying Cuba is ready to fall, and that a U.S. operation in Colombia sounds good to him. At the Colombian border, we spoke with these women who live in Venezuela and are hoping for calm.
What do you think of President Trump? ¿Qué piensa del presidente Trump?
He's very determined, she says, and he knows what he's doing. Other families fleeing Venezuela, declining to speak on camera, concerned for relatives they left behind, and the very uncertain future.
A U.S. official tells NBC News that a recent classified intelligence assessment determined the top members of the Maduro regime, including Delcy Rodriguez, were best positioned to lead the temporary government, and that was a factor in the administration not backing the opposition leader, Machado. Chanel.
All right, Gabe, thank you.
Let us bring in Kristen Welker now, moderator of Meet the Press, for more on her exclusive conversation with President Trump. Kristen, good morning to you. A number of questions here, Kristen. First of all, how long, who's in charge, and what role will the United States play in Venezuela? What did the president tell you about those three questions specifically?
Well, Craig and Chanel, President Trump said a number of his top officials will be involved in overseeing Venezuela, from the Secretary of State to the Vice President. But when I asked him who ultimately is in charge, he said me. Now, it was also notable, despite those initial tensions with the interim president, President Trump said, quote, "I do get the sense that they're cooperating. They need help." Another key takeaway, he gave me new insight. You talked about the timeline, Craig, into his thinking about the timeline. I asked him if elections could be held within 30 days, and he said, no, it's going to take a period of time. We have to nurse the country back to health. So really seeming there to try to brace the U.S. for the possibility there could be a bit of a prolonged presence.
Speaking of timelines, you also asked the president about whether he has his sights on other surrounding countries. What was his strategy and timeline on that going forward?
Yeah, great question, Chanel. Well, the president wouldn't give me a specific timeline in that regard. He did, though, make it very clear that he's watching countries like Cuba and Colombia very closely, sharply critical of those countries' leaders and rampant drug trafficking. Now, on Cuba, he said he thinks the country is so unstable it could actually fall on its own, largely because Cuba relies so heavily on Venezuelan oil. And perhaps most notably, I asked him if he's serious about his threats to take Greenland, which is, of course, a territory of Denmark. Gabe just talked about that. He told me he thinks Greenland is very important for the national security of the United States, Europe, and parts of the free world. The Danish prime minister says any move to take it would bring an end to NATO and post-World War II security. So really firm words there.
Hey, Kristen, what has been the fallout so far with regard to our action there in Venezuela, the political fallout?
Well, it's so interesting, Craig, because remember, President Trump campaigned on an America First agenda. Some Republicans, including outgoing Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, saying this really runs counter to his promise to focus on domestic issues. Now, in a Snap poll conducted by Reuters in the aftermath of the military operation, 72% of Americans say they worry the U.S. will become too involved in Venezuela. I pressed the president on whether he's concerned this could hurt him with his MAGA base, and he simply said, quote, "MAGA loves me. MAGA loves everything I do." Of course, the midterms looming large over all of this and the political implications. Craig and Chanel.
Kristen Welker, moderator of Meet the Press. Kristen, thank you.
Venezuela is, of course, a major focus in Washington as Congress returns from the holiday recess. And it comes on today's 5th anniversary of the January 6th insurrection. NBC's chief Capitol Hill correspondent Ryan Nobles joins us now. Ryan, good morning.
Hey, Chanel, good morning. And Congress is returning to work on the 5th anniversary of the attack on the Capitol during a split-screen day symbolizing the political divide that still exists. Democrats will hold a hearing today to remind Americans of the attack, while some of the rioters pardoned by President Trump are holding a march. Republican leadership, for its part, has no events planned to mark the anniversary. Now, this comes as the House plans to vote on a 2-year extension of those Obamacare subsidies. And there is faint hope that both Republicans and Democrats will come together and reverse what has already become a dramatic increase in premiums for millions of Americans. On the flip side, some leaders believe the vote will at least open the door to renewed talks about a long-term solution on health care. And all of this as Congress awaits the release of the rest of the Epstein files from the Justice Department. The DOJ now saying they're still pouring through more than 2 million documents. Chanel?
All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Lots more to get to here, including the rapid spread of the flu in America. 45 states now reporting a major surge in cases, and doctors' visits have reached the highest levels in nearly 3 decades. NBC News medical contributor Dr. Natalie Azar is here with a closer look behind the numbers. So it seems bad. Yeah. It seems really bad. Is that accurate, or?
We are having a season. So that data point in your intro, almost 1 out of every 10 doctor's visits right now are for a flu-like illness. Hospitalizations are increasing across the board, but especially in older adults and younger children. We had 1 more pediatric death since the last accounting, and now we have a total of 9 total children.
It's so scary when you look at this map. Are the strains out there any different or more dangerous than usual?
So what we always anticipate that we're going to probably have one or both influenza strains circulating as well as influenza B. And the predominant strain this year is this H3N2, which normally does cause more severe illness. And we also know that this particular strain did acquire some new mutations that make it a little bit less likely that the vaccine is going to protect you against infection. But just a quick note here that we are seeing influenza B cases, and we also very often will see an uptick and another surge of influenza B as the season progresses. So I just want people to be aware of that even if they've already had the flu, or let's say they're opting to not get the vaccine because they hear it's not so protective against this predominant strain, there's still other strains circulating that the vaccine can protect you against.
Okay. So it's not too late to get the vaccine.
It's not too late to get the vaccine. We are still quite in the thick of it. There is no evidence yet that we're nearing a peak. Activity is expected to increase for the next number of weeks.
Wow. All right, Dr. Nana, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, another health news this morning. The CDC yesterday announced an unprecedented overhaul of the childhood vaccine schedule. It recommends fewer shots to all children. Under the change, the vaccine schedule will more closely resemble Denmark's, recommending all children get vaccines for 11 diseases, compared with the 17 previously on the schedule. Senior health officials said the changes are meant to restore trust in public health that spilled over from the COVID pandemic. Some skeptics, however, in the medical community call the changes alarming and unnecessary.
Well, call it a peek, perhaps, into the future. Hyundai-owned Boston Dynamics publicly demonstrated its humanoid robot named Atlas for the first time yesterday at the Consumer Electronics Show. There's Atlas. It's a competitor to the Tesla robot and other various rivals as well.
Can he come to my house?
The life-sized robot fluently walked around the stage for several minutes, sometimes waving to the crowd. The company says a product version of the robot that will soon help assemble cars is already in production.
Oh, cars. I was thinking he could walk around the house.
He could
get
probably
some
do that
things
for you,
done.
too.
I don't know. Maybe one day. Let's
No
check.
robot here.
Mr. Roker, would you think that could happen with you?
I saw that movie with Will Smith. Doesn't end well for us. So, just saying. Okay. Anyway, well, your day may end a little bit better as we take a look. If you're from the Great Lakes, Minneapolis, all the way to Bangor, you got 20 million of us impacted by winter weather advisories for the most part. We're looking at some icy conditions from Green Bay on into Midland. This is a quick-moving system that's going to blast through the Great Lakes, through the Northeast. Light snow, but some rain and some ice. Tomorrow it moves rapidly off the coast. We're talking about a 1/10 of an inch of ice or less from Green Bay all the way to Bangor down to Hartford, Connecticut, and snowfall amounts upper Midwest. We're talking, I should say, upper New England area, up to maybe a foot of snow. We're also looking at more wet weather making its way into the Pacific Northwest, where from Seattle all the way down to Coos Bay, we could be looking at about 1 inch or 2 of rain and heavier snows from the Cascades on into parts of the northern Rockies. Rest of the country, we're looking at sunny and mild conditions with record warmth down south. We're going to get to that in the next 30 minutes, but we'll get to your local forecast in the next 30 seconds.
You don't own me. Don't try to change me in any way. You don't own me. Don't tie me down, 'cause I'll never stay. I don't tell you what to say. I don't tell you what to do. So just let me be myself.
We're back 7:30 with one of the favorite scenes from the First Wives Club, Diane Keaton classic, and Carson was showing it because you've got an item coming up in Pop Star Night, huh?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Diane Keaton would have been 80 years old yesterday, and we read a story to honor her on her birthday. Her 2 kids, Dexter and Duke, did something we thought was really cool, and so we're going to share that with you in just a little bit. Heartwarming.
I love that. All right, but first, we're going to start this half hour with an emotional goodbye to Tatiana Schlossberg, the Kennedy family and loved ones honoring her life during a private funeral service here in New York.
NBC's Ann Thompson joins us here in the studio with more. Ann, this is really a life cut short.
It really was. Good morning. Tatiana Schlossberg was many things in her short life. She was an environmental journalist, an author, a mother, a friend, a daughter, and a Kennedy. The granddaughter of President John F. Kennedy and Jacqueline wrote an extraordinary essay about her fight to live that moves so many of us. But this moment was for those who knew her best.
At the same church where they said goodbye to her grandmother, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, the Kennedys Monday gathered for the funeral of Tatiana Schlossberg. After a picture of Tatiana and her family was posted by the JFK Library Foundation. The 35-year-old's hair coming back following more than a year of treatment for a rare form of leukemia. The caption reading, "As we remember Tatiana and celebrate her life, our hearts are with her family and all who loved her." Inside the Church of St. Ignatius Loyola, her brother Jack welcomed the crowd, says a source who attended. Her husband, George Moran, seen carrying their son Edwin and watching daughter Josephine, delivered the eulogy. Her sister Rose did a reading. Weeks earlier, Tatiana wrote of her family's support. "My parents and my brother and sister, too, have been raising my children. They have held my hand unflinchingly while I have suffered." Of her mother, Caroline Kennedy, Tatiana said she tried to protect and never make her upset or angry. "I have added a new tragedy to her life, to our family's life, and there's nothing I can do to stop it." Tatiana's essay about her illness, published on the anniversary of her grandfather's assassination last November, was the New Yorker's top article of 2025. "My first thought," she wrote, "was that my kids, whose faces live permanently on the inside of my eyelids, wouldn't remember me." Among those remembering her life, former President Joe Biden, House Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi, David Letterman, and many Kennedy cousins. Caroline Kennedy carried her granddaughter out of the church. All the mourners asked by Tatiana's husband to help the children remember the mother who so desperately wanted to raise them.
A large part of the service focused on Tatiana's passion for reporting on climate change. She deeply believed that we could all make a difference to protect the planet and for the people who follow us. One of many impacts of her life. It was a lot that she got packed into 35 years.
Absolutely. Remarkable life.
Yeah, but if you haven't read that essay in The New Yorker, read it. It's an extraordinary piece of writing.
It is
And
beautifully written.
It's beautifully written, but it's also extraordinarily honest about
Absolutely.
cancer and then that fight you want to live against all odds because you have these two children who you love so much.
Right.
Thank you, Ann.
Powerful. Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it. Guys, coming up a lot more ahead, including the legendary Cher making waves, a new podcast. Her very candid comments to Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell that are getting a lot of attention this morning.
But first, Emily Ikeda is taking a closer look at the immediate impact of the first ever GLP-1 pill, now available in the U.S. Good morning.
Hey there, good morning. Well, some doctors say that the pill may prompt the biggest shift in the industry yet. It's cheaper to produce, it avoids needles. So where are customers picking up, and what are some of the challenges with the Wegovy pill? That's coming up. Stay with us.
Back now, 7:38 this morning on In Depth Today. Some new details on the weight loss game changer that we told you about this time yesterday.
Novo Nordisk just announcing Americans can now purchase its popular GLP-1 injectable Wegovy in pill form, opening up a promising new chapter for those blockbuster drugs.
NBC's Emily Ikeda is here with a closer look. Hey, Emily.
Hey, guys, a lot of people keeping a close eye on this one. Roughly 1 in 8 adults are already taking a GLP-1, and doctors believe the Wegovy pill will grow that number even further. It avoids needles and comes at a lower cost, sending other drug makers scrambling to catch up.
From manufacturing plants to store shelves, the new frontier of weight loss has officially arrived in pill form.
Imagine not having to refrigerate it, not having to inject it. You just simply swallow it as a regular pill.
Just 2 weeks since FDA approval, the first customers are starting to pick up the appetite-suppressing Wegovy pill. The drug's starter dose, now available with a prescription at more than 70,000 U.S. pharmacies, such as CVS and Costco, and some telehealth providers, with the higher doses of the once-daily pill available by the end of the week, according to drug maker Novo Nordisk.
There is a ton of interest in a pill version of a GLP-1.
Dr. Shauna Levy says patients have been asking about it for months.
How big of a deal is it to have a needle-free option?
I think people are much more comfortable with a pill. It's much more approachable.
The pill has shown comparable results to Wegovy's injectable counterpart and similar side effects such as nausea and vomiting.
I actually felt a pretty big difference in the first few days.
Chris Mertens participated in the pill's clinical trial and says he lost 40 pounds over a year and a half.
I was able to do a lot more activities with my kids. I was able to have a lot more energy at work.
Rival Eli Lilly is expected to gain FDA approval possibly this spring for its pill, which doesn't have as strict of timing and dietary restrictions as Wegovy.
Oral Wegovy needs to be taken on an empty stomach 30 minutes before eating any food or drink.
Drug makers have been fighting for the crown of an industry that analysts say could be worth $100 billion by the 2030s. There are already signs the popular weight loss meds are reshaping how consumers spend their money on food, and some brands are rushing to keep up, prioritizing protein and smaller portion sizes. A recent study finding within 6 months of starting a GLP-1, households reduced spending at fast food restaurants and coffee shops by nearly 8%. Just one of the drug's far-reaching impacts as Americans begin a new rush to shed unwanted pounds.
And in recent years, Novo Nordisk has struggled with supply shortages after launching the injection in the U.S. But this time around, the company says they are confident they can meet supply needs with the pill. Time will tell, guys.
All right, Emily, thank you. For more perspective, we're joined now by Dr. Rashini Rosh, gastroenterologist and associate professor of medicine at NYU Langone Health. Dr. Raj, good morning to you.
Good morning, Doc.
I mean, injectables, we've been talking about it, have already essentially transformed obesity treatment. Why is this oral pill such a game changer, in your opinion?
Well, just as you said, already the injectables were a huge game changer when they came out, and it really changed the way we thought about obesity as a disease as opposed to something that's had to do with willpower and all that. Now, think of that effect tenfold, right? Because a lot of people don't want to take injections. They either, just find it uncomfortable. There's a supply issue with refrigeration and all these things. The pill is going to be so much more accessible for so many reasons. It's a daily pill. You take it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. It's just much more palatable, and I think we're going to see numbers skyrocket. Already, we just heard about 1 in 10 Americans are on it, and more have actually tried it. Now we're going to see those numbers really increase.
Sure. And the pills are cheaper, too.
Exactly. Cost has been a huge issue for people with the injectables. These are going to be at least 50% less, probably more.
Dr. Raj, I mean, the ads almost seem omnipresent now. You can't watch anything without seeing an ad for one of these drugs. Celebrities are talking about them.
Right.
It seems as if it's gone mainstream pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But the reality is, not everyone should be on these drugs. Who should not be taking them? And how concerned are you as a doctor about people misusing them?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be even more of a potential for misuse now that it's so easy to take. Yeah. It's still a prescription drug. There's a reason why certain drugs are prescription. They have potentially serious side effects. They can interact with other medications. So you still need to get a prescription from your doctor. There are telehealth companies where you can get it as well. But there are, pancreatitis, gallbladder issues that can happen with this. And it's right now still indicated for people who are obese or overweight with an overweight-related condition, things like, heart disease, diabetes, things of that nature, sleep apnea. So you really want to make sure you're doing it for the right reason. It's still not a casual, I want to lose a few pounds before a wedding kind of thing. It's meant to be a long-term drug. And I will say that's another thing that the pill, I think, will help with sticking to it. Because with the injectables, over half of people who start the injectables don't continue it. I think we're going to see much better compliance with an oral medication.
Doc, you never hear about any the adjunctive behavior that has to come along with these pills. It's like a magic pill. You just take it and you're good. But we don't hear about meal planning and or exercise.
I think it's such a great point because, when they quote the figures about how much weight you're going to lose, if you don't do anything other than taking the pill, you will lose some, but not as much as if you stick to a good exercise plan, a good diet plan, really, all of those things work together. So it's not just a magic thing. You need to really stick to the healthy lifestyle, but it's very helpful to stick to that when you're not having those hunger cravings all the time.
And if you're watching this morning, what's the first thing you do if you want to get on the Wegovy pill?
I would talk to your doctor. I think it's preferable to speak to your doctor who knows you and knows your history. Again, there are telehealth companies where you can do it, but I always prefer, someone who knows all of your medical conditions from before and whether it's going to be the safe and appropriate option for you.
Solid information this morning, Dr. Raj.
Thanks, Doc.
Thank you. Let's switch gears. Mr. Roker.
All right. Well, let's burn off some calories. Let's burn off some temperatures. We're talking 15 to 30 degrees above average in the midsection of the country. Potential records in Hastings Springs, Carbondale, New Orleans, McAllen, Texas, Lakeland, Florida, all coming close to or breaking their records. Tomorrow, it's going to be near 50 here in New York City. Del Rio, Texas, 82. Cheyenne, Wyoming, 11 degrees warmer than average. And you look at this mild weather conditions, they're going to stay right into the weekend. Baltimore, you're going to be 64 on Saturday. Boston into the mid-50s. Atlanta, you'll be in the low 70s. And Kansas City, you cool down a little bit, but still, temperatures looking pretty good. And as we head into next week, still warmer than average for much of the country. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. That's your latest weather. Hashtag PSSP.
All right, guys, your PSSP no longer available in just injection form. Now we have the new pill
This is a
here,
slimmed-down version.
We'll get right to it. The numbers are in. Taylor Swift just beat her own Billboard record. This seems to happen quite often with the help of this Life of a Showgirl track.
100 on the land, the seas, the sky, pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes, don't care where the hell you've been, 'cause now your mind is about to be the sleepless night you've been dreaming of.
That is Taylor Swift's The Fate of Ophelia. It's at the top of the Billboard Hot 100 chart for a 9th week, topping her 2022 track Antihero as her longest leading #1 song of all time. In total, she's had 13 songs secure the top spot. While we're talking about record breakers, I'm sorry, I got to do it. Roll the clip.
Okay.
It's still golden, JBH.
It's still golden.
We bring it up every day because it seems like every day there's some sort of new record for the Demon Hunters soundtrack sensation, Golden. It's also got a record-breaking 20th week at the top of the global chart. The song from Netflix's animated hit dominating the airways since the movie dropped over the summer. Yes, I'm going to play it again tomorrow.
All right, we look forward to that.
You got it.
By the way, full pop start coming up, and I see JBH.
Yes, okay, let's get that golden out of our head. We have a special boost lined up for our girl on the men, Savannah. I texted you. I hope you're watching. But first, these messages.
Welcome back. Just join the fun because it is time to boost.
Let's boost it. Well, you guys, we are all missing Savannah while she's out recovering from vocal cord surgery. But yesterday, she shared a sweet update on social media with the help of her new temporary method of communication. No AI, it's just a straight-up whiteboard. She wrote, "All good, thanks for prayers and love." And we are so happy she is doing better, but we're not the only ones. Just take a look at our plaza. It is packed with fans holding their own whiteboard messages for Savannah. And here are a few of our favorites. Here's one, counting down the days till you're back.
That's a good
You're a warrior, praying for you.
That's a good one.
And then finally, maybe now you can audition for The Voice.
Yes! All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
She is a singer.
She's very musical.
You know, Adele had I mean, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but a similar surgery.
Awesome. Singer.
What if Savannah comes
after
back
this, you could sound like Adele?
singing like Adele?
That's amazing.
By the way, if you're watching or listening, SG, we hope that you're resting that voice and following doctor's orders.
Yes, you need to.
And your husband's orders that say you can't talk until March.
Wow.
That's what I heard. That's just what I heard.
It's a little harsh. A little harsh.
Doctor says 2 weeks. A bit of a Feldy says March.
Talk about kicking somebody when they're down.
But also, we love you and you are missed.
Yeah, love you, SG. Coming up, guys, the news I think the Twihards are going to like. Could the hit Twilight franchise make a return with one of its OG stars taking the lead behind the camera this time? We'll tell you what we know coming up in Pop Start after a quick check of your local news and weather.
It's 8 o'clock on today. Coming up, new developments overnight. Gunfire erupting in Venezuela's capital city. The White House reporting the U.S. was not involved. Meanwhile, ousted leader Nicolas Maduro making his first court appearance here in New York. And the Trump administration faces new questions surrounding the strategy in Venezuela. We're there live with the very latest. Then, shifting gears, have you noticed your car insurance rate is soaring? You're not alone.
Why is my car insurance almost the same amount as my car payment?
Vicky Wynn will be here with all the tips to help steer those costs down. And Jodie Foster live in Studio 1A.
I'm here to learn from you. Maybe you can decide for yourself whether or not I'm qualified enough to do that.
The Oscar-winning star stopping by to tell us all about her brand new role that marks a first in her legendary career. All that plus honoring a legend.
So just let me be myself. That's all I ask of you.
Celine Dion's got game.
I've heard that before. Suddenly I'm becoming cool.
And the question on everyone's mind.
Bella, where the hell have you been, Luca?
Could a new Twilight be in the works? It's all ahead today, Tuesday, January 6th, 2026.
Sisters trip from North Dakota and Utah.
Celebrating my 50th birthday.
Visiting from the new house school at Syracuse University.
And John Carroll University in Cleveland.
Travel from Cypress, Texas. Baldwin City, Kansas.
Ringo, Georgia.
And Springfield, Missouri. We're turning 10 from Fresco, Texas. Mother-daughter trip to the Today Show. Hi, Granby and Doodle. Back in Suffolk, Virginia. From Jackson, Mississippi. Celebrating our 5th anniversary.
And happy anniversary. Happy all the things, in fact. Welcome back to today. So glad that you're starting your Tuesday morning with us. Happy that you're doing that. Chanel is in with Savannah on the mend after a little vocal cord surgery yesterday. It all went well. She'll be back soon. Yes. It's a busy Tuesday. Let's get right to your news at 8 o'clock. We are going to begin with the latest fallout from that U.S. military strike in Venezuela. This morning, President Trump is warning that country to cooperate or risk new attack. Meanwhile, questions are mounting about what comes next in that region. Let's get the very latest from NBC's senior Washington correspondent, Hallie Jackson. Hallie, good morning.
Hey, Craig, good morning to you. And this morning, Nicolas Maduro and his wife are behind bars on American soil after their arraignment. This is a routine court proceeding, but in this instance, extraordinary, given the defendant and his defiance, with Venezuela and the region on edge.
Overnight, gunfire erupting near the presidential palace in Venezuela's capital city. Witnesses saying security forces fired at unidentified drones. Two White House officials telling NBC News the U.S. was not involved. The tension in Caracas coming with Venezuela's now captured leader 2,000 miles away in New York. Deposed President Nicolas Maduro flashing a thumbs up before court and defiant during it, telling a federal judge he had been kidnapped and captured by the U.S., declaring in Spanish, "I am a prisoner of war," adding, "I'm innocent. I am a decent man. I am still the president of my country." Maduro's wife, Celia Flores, at his side with bandages on her head. At one point, an outburst from the gallery, a Venezuelan man telling Maduro, "You will pay." Maduro responding, "I will be free." President Trump, in an exclusive interview with NBC's Kristen Welker, calling the arraignment an extraordinary moment, insisting the U.S. is not at war with Venezuela, only with people that sell drugs, as questions build about the legality of the U.S. operation to extract Maduro and his wife to face those drug trafficking charges.
This was well within the president's Article II powers. It was a law enforcement function to arrest indicted individuals in Venezuela.
Trump officials late Monday delivering a classified briefing to the group of top congressional lawmakers, Speaker Mike Johnson defending the president's use of force in Venezuela.
We are not at war. We do not have U.S. armed forces in Venezuela, and we are not occupying that country.
But some Democrats critical.
They can't explain in clear terms how this helps the national security of the American people in any way, shape, or form.
In Venezuela, that country's vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, has been sworn in as interim president. And President Trump tells NBC News he believes Rodriguez is cooperating with his administration. Craig?
Our senior Washington correspondent, Hallie Jackson. Hallie, thank you.
A suspect is in custody this morning, accused of vandalizing the Cincinnati home of Vice President J.D. Vance. The house was unoccupied at the time, but the suspect is now facing some serious charges. NBC's Chief Justice and National Affairs correspondent Kelly O'Donnell joins us with more. Kelly, good morning.
Good morning, Chanel. Today, that suspect is expected in court in Cincinnati, facing both local and now federal charges for the violence outside the family home of the vice president, including property damage and resisting arrest. Now, at this early stage, federal officials say they have not identified a specific link to any motivation tied to politics or current events, but this all happened outside the Vance home. Officials do point to the suspect's previously documented mental health concerns. New details this morning about a security breach at the Cincinnati home of Vice President J.D. Vance.
Dispatch from Secret Service. We have a possible break-in going on at our location.
Vandalized early Monday, just hours after the Vance family left to return to Washington after the holiday break. Officials say this man, 26-year-old William DeFore, was armed with a hammer, damaged a Secret Service vehicle, and smashed windows on the house before being subdued by agents. Today, DeFore is facing both federal and local charges, including vandalism and trespassing. Officials say the suspect has a criminal history of vandalism and a court record of mental health issues. As far as I can tell, a crazy person tried to break in by hammering the windows. The vice president posted that on X, thanking the Secret Service and the Cincinnati police, while also requesting limits on coverage of the incident, noting, "We try to protect our kids as much as possible from the realities of this life of public service." A public life in a current climate where political violence is all too real across the political spectrum. Arson at the governor's residence in Pennsylvania in April. Assassinations. Minnesota lawmakers killed and wounded at their own homes in June. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk gunned down at his campus event in Utah in September. Seeking solutions for a safer way forward, Governors Josh Shapiro and Spencer Cox spoke to Savannah last month during a bipartisan conversation about finding common ground.
We sorely need in this country to try and lift everyone up and get us out of the darkness of political violence that has fallen upon us.
We can't make politics our religion. If we're going to make it another 250 years, we desperately need you tonight to lay down your swords and to treat each other with dignity and respect again.
In adding federal charges, Justice Department officials said the suspect used that hammer to damage enhanced security equipment that belongs to the U.S. government and is used to secure the vice president's personal home. And again, the Vances were not there at the time of this incident. Chanel?
All right, Kelly, thank you.
Now to the latest on the mysterious murders of a dentist and his wife in Columbus, Ohio. Investigators have now released security video of a person of interest in the case. Police said the video was recorded in the early morning hours of December 30th in an alley next to the victim's home. The bodies of Dr. Spencer Tepe and his wife, Monique Tepe, were found inside the home hours later. Police are asking the public for any information about the identity of the person in that video.
To college football now. The Montana State football team is celebrating its first national championship in more than 4 decades after a dramatic win over Illinois State in overtime.
Showing pressure on 4th down in overtime. They bring pressure. Lamson throws. End zone. Caught! Touchdown! Taco Dollar!
The Bobcats connect on the 14-yard TD pass on 4th down. The extra point put them over the top as they win the FCS title 35-34. It's Montana State's first football championship since 1984.
Go Bobcats and go Taco Dollar. That's a great name, by the way. Taco Dollar.
And we're back at 8:14 with today's Consumer. This morning, we're focusing on something that most drivers have probably noticed, and that's the skyrocketing price of car insurance.
Premiums have jumped to an all-time high, with full coverage rates jumping by 12% over the last year.
So here with some tips to drive down those costs. NBC's Chief Consumer Investigative Correspondent Vicki Nguyen. I've noticed this.
Oh, we all have. It's impossible not to notice. Good morning to you. Good morning to you at home. We all want cheaper insurance, and there actually are some simple steps that you can take to get there. My assistant, Jackie, a new driver, was paying thousands of dollars for her first year of car insurance. But when she started asking questions and shopping around, she scored major savings, and you can too. Here's how.
Never has car insurance cost so much.
Why is my car insurance almost the same amount as my car payment.
Can someone please explain to me why car insurance is getting ridiculously more expensive?
The average full coverage policy will run you more than $2,700 a year, and costs jumped over 30% in just the past 2 years. Industry experts say it's because cars are more expensive, repair costs are up, and there are more claims overall due to severe weather. Oh, hey, Jackie. My assistant Jackie Balistreri started her policy a year and a half ago. It cost her $6,000 a year. What prompted you to start shopping around for car insurance?
It was too much money. I got the email saying your policy is due for renewal, and I saw that and I was like, there is no way I should be paying this much money for car insurance.
Jackie looked for an independent insurance agent. They can take your info and shop around for better deals across multiple carriers. And usually, there's no added cost. She connected with Stacy Mutafis at Hometown Insurance.
Stacy, can you help me lower my car insurance? Let's see what you're paying right now.
Jackie was a new driver, which was the reason her insurance was so expensive. But after a year and a half on the road, she now qualified for a lower cost policy, something her insurer didn't mention when offering to renew her policy at the same rate.
It was a great idea that you actually thought about that on your own to shop for insurance after a year and a half, because a lot of people will just continue paying their bill.
She also recommends taking a defensive driver course. They can save you an average of 10% on your policy. Jackie completed a 6-hour online course for $25. Her efforts paid off big.
So I was able to get you a better policy for half the price. It's about $3,500 for the year.
My gosh, that's truly 50% off.
While not everyone will see savings like hers, experts offer these tips. Review your policy and shop around once a year. Bundle your policies, which can save you up to 25%. And consider telematics, programs where insurance companies track your driving through a mobile app, which could save you 15 to 20%. If you're a safe driver, experts say it's worth it, but watch out, you could be dinged for bad driving. What are some of the biggest mistakes people make when they are shopping for car insurance?
They don't pay attention to what coverages they're shopping for, and they just take the bare minimum.
Whether you work with an agent or shop on your own, remember a cheaper policy isn't always better. You went from paying $6,000 a year to now $3,000 a year for your car insurance. What are you going to do with that extra $3,000?
Save it. I love to save my money. I'm going to save it, and it's just a little bit extra that I have as a cushion now.
Love that for Jackie. Experts say don't skimp on uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. That actually protects you if you're hit by a driver who doesn't have enough insurance coverage or no insurance, or in the event of a hit and run. Get this. A recent report found 15% of drivers on the road today do not have car insurance. Also, you want to take a look at your liability coverage. A lot of policies start at just $50,000. But if you accidentally hit a pricier vehicle, you will want more coverage. Bumping it up to $100,000 often costs just a few extra dollars a month. And you think about it, cars on the road these days are more expensive.
That's a good point.
You want to have enough coverage.
You saved Jackie $3,000.
Listen, I wish I could take credit for it. She did a good job by hooking up with an insurance agent and just asking questions. You say you don't really check your insurance. You need to do it every 6 months to save money.
Every 6 months.
Listen, when the policy renewal comes up, that is a good time to shop around. Wow. It takes some work, but I mean, $3,000 is a lot of money.
That's a good example.
Save you 50%. Thank you, Vicki.
Don't forget, check us out. Today's Show, Radio Sirius XM, Channel 108. But right now, best time of the morning.
All right, let's get right into Pop Star, everybody. We're going to start with Diane Keaton this week. Family and friends are remembering the Hollywood legend following her passing back in October. Yesterday marked what would have been Diane's 80th birthday, and to celebrate, her two kids got a pair of tattoos celebrating one of her most iconic characters.
Oh, God, what a dumb thing to say, right? I mean, you say it, you play well, and then right away, I have to say you play well. Oh, God, Annie. Well, oh, well. La-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da.
Well, here's a peek at the tattoos from Dexter and Duke Keaton with a couple of famous Annie Hall references right there. Nice. Dexter shared a picture on Instagram calling it a forever reminder of her wonderful mom. You know, after my mom passed away, I got a tattoo. Yeah. My mom used to make us notes on our lunches when we were kids on the napkin she would write. So we always loved her handwriting. So that's actually my mom's handwriting. That's so cool. And it says, it says, I love you, the whole world full.
What a remembrance.
Yeah, nice.
I love you what?
It's an acronym, you know, the IL, it's I love you, the whole world full.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's a nice little mom tattoo. People always ask, what do you get? Get something
Get a
from
mom.
mom or dad. You can't go wrong
They
with
can't
that.
be mad if you get
And by the
a
way,
mom.
speaking of tattoos and Diane Keaton, her buddy Sarah Paulson also got a tattoo showing off a similar tribute there.
Oh, nice.
Those are the letters DK, so very sweet. Next up is Cher. We know the music icon's got a few tattoos of her own, but she's not one to hold anything back. And now she's going viral for teasing actor and podcast host Dax Shepard on the latest episode of Armchair Expert about scoring big with his bride, Kristen Bell.
Who would you like to see Kristen with? If you got to pick from every available bachelor, they don't even have to be available. They can be some taken ones if you want. Who would be your dream partner for her? Because I know you think she could do better, and I don't disagree. Who would be your pick?
I don't know.
Brad Pitt,
he's
maybe?
being self-deprecating right now.
She's just not sold yet on me.
She's not
for
sold yet.
you.
Well, you don't have the relationship.
I don't
that
have the
we have.
talent of either of you guys, so I mean that part is.
No, but the truth is, I trust her, so you must have something that I don't see.
Yeah.
Wow. There it is.
Wow. What a backhanded compliment.
Dax went on to plead his case to the music superstar who worked with Kristen on the 2010 movie Burlesque. He told Cher, I'll tell you the thing that you should like about me. I'm not threatened by her shining. Love it. The shinier she gets, the better.
That's
all right. Next up is Celine Dion. Last month, the Queen of Pop nearly broke the internet with her holiday video all decked out as the Grinch and showing off her best Jim Carrey impression. Well, now Celine is announcing she's ready to fully embrace her online presence with this new TikTok.
My name is Celine. Oh, Mama, I got kids. We have to get you on TikTok and all that. I'm like, what? On TikTok. I've heard that before. Suddenly I'm becoming cool. Celine Dion is cool. That's amazing. TikTok, here I come. Ciao.
All right, Celine Dion's going to be on TikTok. Uncle Al, it's never too late. Very cool. We are ready for whatever's next on her TikTok journey. Next up is Kristen Stewart, the actress and director, gearing up to return to this famous franchise.
Do you trust me?
In theory.
Now close your eyes.
All right, Twihards, in a recent interview with Entertainment Tonight, Kristen Stewart saying that she's ready to revisit Bella Swan.
What's one of your projects or films that you would maybe be open to like revisiting or remaking as a director?
I was talking to one of my friends about that movie because it's like on TV a lot over the holidays. And I was like, how is that aging? What? Because they watch it every year on Christmas with like their fam. Imagine if we had like a huge budget and like a bunch of love and support and like, I don't know. I would love to readapt. Yeah, sure. I'll do the remake. I'm doing it. I'm committed.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay. I feel like with Stranger Things, like that could actually work.
Yeah.
Like maybe now
But
is the right
also,
timing for
there's
the.
a whole nother generation. Like
Yeah.
now
Yeah,
all
right.
the teens have read the book and fallen.
Well, that's the whole
and Al
thing.
Roker loves it. It's his favorite film.
Never seen it.
Okay.
That doesn't surprise.
Finally, let's go ahead and end on a little sports start. How about those Jaguars?
Yeah.
Following Jacksonville's win on Sunday to clinch the AFC South title, one fan ran into their quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, at a bar where she asked the star if she could use him as weight to squat.
Wait.
Yeah. And well, no surprise, that's gone viral.
How much does she have to drink?
It's funny. You try that in a gym and he's too heavy. You do it in a bar and it's like no problem.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you're in a pool.
Liquid
It's
courage.
easy.
Yeah,
He's
Jenna did that to me just backstage.
He's 220 pounds if you were wondering
You
there.
want to try it?
Let's do it.
Let's
Oh,
try it.
no, please,
Let's
God.
try it.
Please don't do it.
I think I could do
We
it.
need Roker and we need JBH.
Okay.
No. Savannah's already out.
Can we try during commercial?
No.
Let's try it. I want to try it.
Guys, be on your best behavior. Look who's here. Who? Two-time Oscar winner and Emmy winner, right here sitting one, the one, the only, Jodie Foster. Can't wait to chat with her about a new film. And by the way, in a legendary career, for Jodie, this was a first. We'll talk about it after your local news weather.
She bench pressed me too.
Good to
That I believe.
Wait, I want to.
Anna, happy birthday. What's your name?
Lillian.
Lillian, oh, happy birthday. Sweet 16. Very nice. All right. Oh, Chanel.
Okay, Al, we have a New Year's treat this morning. Our first Read Regina pick of 2026.
All right, y'all, should we do it? Let's do it together. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Homeschooled, a memoir way, Stefan Merrill Block is our first pick of the year. And check it out. Stefan is right over there. He is passing out books. It is his day bar memoir, and I love that all of y'all are getting it for the first time.
Tell us why you love it.
Okay, I loved this book. It is a stunning memoir. It takes place in Texas. I know we have some Texans right here. It is raw, it is honest, and it's the very American story of one little boy who's actually right here, this man now, and it is about a family where love is obvious, but also so is dysfunction. He writes a beautiful mother-son story about forgiveness, hope, and how we heal. It is the perfect book for the first month of the year and for our times.
Absolutely.
I loved it. I read it in one sitting. It is out today, so stop by your local indie bookstore, scan that QR code, or if you're here, get Stefan to sign
cool
it.
is this?
Right?
Yeah.
And don't forget to subscribe to our Read with Jenna newsletter. It's the best way to stay up to date on our picks. Are you going to start reading with me now?
Not only that, I just noticed you have your own little seal on the actual book.
You didn't know that?
I mean, I knew we had the seal, but I didn't know they put it on the cover.
Well, sometimes.
That's next level.
Let's go. You guys, this book is beautiful. You will love it. Read with us. If it's your New Year's resolution, it's a great gateway book.
I'm in it. You guys like reading, right?
Yes.
You're so cute. That's why I wanted to ask you. I just wanted to put you on TV. All right, Craig.
Those are the same kids that told me they were skipping school today. Guys, how lucky are we? The magnificent Jodie Foster is here. You are going to see and hear Jodie in a whole new light in her new film. It's a can't-miss conversation with the Oscar winner. But first, this is Today on NBC. We're back, 8:36, and we are back with one of Hollywood's greatest talents, two-time Oscar winner Jodie Foster. And if you think you've seen this acting legend do it all, no. Think again. Her latest film, A Private Life, marks a career first for Jodie, taking on a leading role that's completely in French. Jodie plays a psychiatrist whose patient dies under mysterious circumstances, and she decides to investigate the mystery herself. Take a look.
Il a tué la tante et puis sa femme. Je croyais que t'aimais pas les huîtres. C'est vrai, j'aime pas du tout ça. J'ai trouvé des choses compromettantes chez lui dont il se débarrassait. Tu fais ses poubelles? C'est mon boulot. Oh.
Jodie, good morning, or should I say bonjour?
Bonjour.
I mean, first of all, let's address the elephant in the room. I don't know if a lot of folks knew that you were fluent in French.
Yeah, I went to a French school. My mom put me in French school when I was 9, and then I did everything in French, so science, math, history, all that stuff. And I continued with it. I dubbed all my movies in French. I've done quite a few films in French, but usually smaller roles. So this is a big challenge for me to do a bigger role.
A crack team of producers discovered that not only do you speak in French, act in French, yes, you apparently sing in French as well.
No.
Roll the tape.
Oh, no. Oh, no. The 70s are not dead.
We thought we knew Jodie Foster.
This is the problem with the internet.
I mean,
nothing disappears.
What's happening here?
I'm not quite sure what was happening there. I like the outfit, actually.
Yeah, the hat's nice.
It was, a song I did for a movie, and it was a French movie that I'd done, and there you have it. It follows you wherever you go.
Let's go back to the film here for a moment, because I also read that the film itself is a bit of a nod to your late mother.
Yeah. I mean, for a number of reasons. One, she loved France, and yet she never learned to speak French. She'd never traveled anywhere until she was probably like 50. Yeah. And then she left the country. She went to France on one of those bus trips and came back and said, that's it. You're going to learn French. You're going to go to French school. Someday you'll be a French actor living in France. That was her dream for me and for herself.
And part of that has come true. You are now a French actor.
That's true, I guess.
You spend part of your time in France. Walk us through this plot here, but do it, if you can, do it in English for our audience.
Okay, well, yes, it's a psychiatrist who's a Freudian psychiatrist. We don't do a lot of that here, but they still do in France, who's a little uptight and has, some very distant emotional relationships with her family. She's decided to investigate this mysterious death of a patient of hers, and through the process of that, kind of discovers parts of herself that she wasn't aware of. changes a bit.
We don't want to give away, obviously, too much, but that was one of the things I found fascinating about the film. At the beginning, it's obvious. By the way, it's like part mystery, part thriller. There's some comedic moments as well.
We get to do that in France. There's no genre, right? It can be a little mystery, a little romantic, a bit of a comedy, all of those things at once.
And what starts as a whodunit, it quickly becomes apparent that you're on a journey about much more.
Yes.
Let's talk about Taxi. It's hard to believe that Taxi is.
Yeah.
It's 50 years. 50 years since Taxi Driver debuted.
Quite amazing.
What's the relationship now with Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese?
My relationship with them?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't really have one, except I see them occasionally and, just thank them. I'm just so grateful that they gave me that opportunity. I had already done Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore with Scorsese before I did Taxi Driver, but they gave me the opportunity and it changed my life. I mean, Robert De Niro kind of took me under his wing during that shoot, and it opened my eyes to what acting could be.
You were a kid actor back then.
I was a kid actor, but I thought it was kind of a dumb job. I thought, wait, I just learn lines that are already written and then say them? That didn't sound challenging enough, but I think at that time I was young and I didn't understand there was so much more to it.
You are in your 60s now.
Yeah, 63.
But it would seem as if you're having quite the renaissance. Nominated for an Oscar in your 60s.
Yeah.
Emmy Award in your 60s.
Yeah, another Golden Globe. Yeah.
Right. That's the idea. I'm glad you threw that in there, too. Another Golden Globe. What is Jodie Foster like in her 60s?
Happier, I think, more content, because a weird thing happens to you at 60 where you just don't care anymore and you don't care about all the things you cared about in your 50s that just seem pointless. You just really want to live your best life and you're not interested in competing with old ideas of yourself. At least for me, it's just makes me happier and happier.
You seem happier and happier.
Yeah.
I love the film. I hope people watch it. And it was interesting because my producer said it's in French.
Yes.
And I thought he meant part of it was in French, and then you saw, and you're like, oh, the whole thing's in French.
Yeah, and I grew up watching European movies and foreign films, and so for me it's a real treat to see a film in a different language for me that's sort of exotic, and it makes it all the better.
Well, I can certainly see why I got an 8-minute standing ovation at Cannes. So, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Since we're speaking French, in a moment I want you to help me go to the T's in French.
Okay.
But first, A Private Life in select theaters next Friday, January 16th, nationwide on the 30th. Can we say something like, this is today on NBC in French? And then I'm going to throw it to you, Chanel.
D'abord, c'est aujourd'hui, which would be the name of your program.
D'abord, c'est...
D'abord, c'est aujourd'hui.
Oh, this is bad.
Aujourd'hui.
Aujourd'hui.
Yes, c'est aujourd'hui. It's today.
D'aujourd'hui.
Sur CBS.
No, not CBS.
Well,
NBC.
NBC.
Jodie.
Well, it's the same letters.
It's the different network, Jodie. It was going so well.
You can cut that out.
No, it's not. Thank you. Chanel.
I give you a C+. I'm so sorry.
All right, just ahead, we are helping, I'm going to say this in English. Just ahead, we're helping you start off the new year right with a brand new shop today. Whether you're focused on wellness, beauty, or building better habits, Adriana has the perfect thing for you. Okay, try it again. Go ahead.
Okay, but first, it's today on NBC.
Here we go.
We're going to do this better this time.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
You say it.
All right,
but
d'abord, c'est aujourd'hui.
C'est aujourd'hui.
Sur
NBC.
NBC. Yeah, I did it better this time. I messed it up the first time and we had to redo it.
That was good.
We are back helping you kick off the new year strong with a little help from our Shop Today friends. So this morning we have some good stuff for you this morning. A roundup of some favorite finds to have you looking stylish, build better habits, and crush your goals. And we did mention, and we should mention, they start at what, $6?
Yeah, I'm excited to get to it.
All right, so Shop Today editorial director Adriana Brock is here to share it all. By the way, remember you can scan that QR code and just shop as we speak. Good morning.
Good morning.
You got good stuff. Let's
I know.
start with
We were just talking about how like the first day back into the routine is this week.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And you know, it takes longer to get dressed and all those things that you think about. And this outfit is kind of like the easiest way.
This
it's
is
like a winter uniform.
when I come to work in the morning.
Same. I literally always wear these leggings and this sweatshirt. The sweatshirt's amazing because it's so versatile.
And
right?
it's soft.
You could throw it on over everything.
How much is this one? I want this.
It starts at around $32.
Okay.
And it's the quarter zip. It's got the pockets. It's got the thumb hole. So you could wear this literally, run errands, work out, all the things. And then my favorite, though, are these leggings. They're from CRZ Yoga, which is one of these under the radar brands that not a lot of people know about. We discovered it at Shop Today, and they're made with Butter Luxe fabric.
When you told me Butter Luxe fabric, I'm like, who doesn't want that?
Oh my gosh, these are so incredible. They come in a bunch of different colors and sizes. They're what I love about them is they're really high quality. So when you squat or when you're doing chores and stuff, they're not going to shear out. They stay put. They've got the high waistband, a wide waistband, and they don't have a lot of compression, but they're still kind of, you feel supported. They do the job.
I love that.
Exactly.
All right, well, speaking of doing the job, this is kind of a 3-in-1 almost.
Yeah. So, a lot of people are talking about like starting their fitness goals for the new year. And when you're in your 30s, experts say you start to lose muscle mass. So strength training into your workout routine is really important. And this is an easy way to get a whole dumbbell set from 2 to 5 pounds in one, because you get these adjustable weights.
So you just add the extra weight on the end of it?
Exactly. You add, they're half-pound increments. So you can go from 2 to 5 pounds. And it's on sale right now, under $35 for the pair.
You just can't
so you're kind of getting like a mini workout routine. And when you have it at home, there's no excuses, right?
I love
Get
that.
the Start Today app, too.
I love
and then
this.
do your workout.
And meal prep is also important.
Yeah, meal prep can be daunting, right? So when you're thinking about eating healthier in the new year, you're thinking about like, oh, I have to eat healthy, I have to meal prep. All these things can seem overwhelming. Containers can make it easier.
Why did I just chew that grape? Why did I do that?
Because it's so good. Okay. And like, look, you could prep your meals. They look great. They're in
nice.
they're glass containers, which experts say are better, so you lessen your exposure to microplastics. And they're on sale right now, under $30 for the set of 5.
For
so you get the whole week.
For the set.
Yeah. And these are the bottoms are microwave and dishwasher safe.
That's good stuff. All right, let's talk a little beauty, shall we?
Okay, let's talk about your skin barrier. Do you ever feel like you're moisturizing over and over again,
especially in the winter?
It's not doing anything?
Absolutely.
It may not be your moisturizer. It could be your skin barrier, which is that invisible layer at the top of your skin that can get damaged from from cold weather, from over exfoliating, over everything. So look for a moisturizer with ceramides, and this one right now is all the rage. It's from Iliyoun. You can use it from head to toe. It's made with a ton of ceramides, which helps rebuild that skin barrier to keep the moisture in.
Is it for face or full body?
Full body. You could use it on your face. It's a great moisturizer. And feel how
like
velvety and rich this feels.
I love moisturizers.
It's
I
so
can do this all day.
good. I love it.
Okay.
So it's fragrance-free, great for sensitive skin, too.
Okay, let's squeeze in everything in 30 seconds.
And then we have the e.l.f. exfoliator. So if your lips are chapped, this exfoliator is incredible. I use it every single night. And then you can layer it on with this #1 selling TikTok shop item from e.l.f. It's a slipstick, and it's a lip oil in a stick form. And it comes in a ton of different shades. And this is our $6 fine. The stick is $10.
This is all the rage now.
It's so good. And that combination in the winter is great. And then last but not least, for your nails, they need a little TLC. This is a bond repair treatment. So you could use it under your nail polish, under your gel, in between gel polishes. And think of it as skincare for your nails because it's oil-based. You just swipe it on like a nail polish.
Okay.
Yeah. So think of it as skincare for your nails. It's oil-based. It's going to penetrate the nail bed and really help it heal. So if you have cracked nails, all the things, it's going to help.
All right, from wardrobe to beauty, we have it all in for you this morning. Thank you, Adriana. And again, to scan or shop these products and more, just scan our QR code or head to today.com/shop. And by the way, Today earns a commission from purchases through our links.
And we are back with Start Today. We're going to start today with a little bit of joy, as in our nutrition and health expert here, Joy Bauer. She has joined the team of trainers and experts dishing out advice on our health and wellness app as you take your first steps towards achieving your New Year's goals. And if you need some help, you can scan that QR code right there. Joy, great to see you. This is really the week, right? I mean, people are resetting. They're done gorging themselves from the holidays. They want to get back into some good, healthy habits. How hard is it to find the balance of not trying to overdo it so the pendulum doesn't swing too far back the other way?
So I love that you say that because I'm sort of known as the health nut on the Today Show, and I'm here to tell everybody that you do not have to overhaul your complete diet to reap health benefits. And in fact, just with a few strategic tweaks to the menu, you can gain momentum one meal at a time. And that's exactly what we're going to cover today. One step with breakfast, one with lunch, one with dinner, and I have delicious meals for each of the steps.
Like for me, I've substituted the Philly cheesesteak with a chicken cheesesteak.
And you know what?
Is that good?
Yes, because you're swapping red meat out for chicken.
Right. It's a start, Joy. It's a start.
It's a start. You took the first step.
With breakfast here. These look cool. What are these?
So this is overnight oats, but the goal here first is to add 10 grams of protein to breakfast. And here's why this is important. Protein in the morning helps to steady your blood sugar. It helps to curb mid-morning hunger. It helps to maintain lean muscle mass, rev our metabolisms, and regulate appetite. All the things that we want to do. And it's so easy to do this. You could eat scrambled eggs. You could add a scoop of cottage cheese to toast, Greek yogurt. I love this. This is one of my favorites. It's overnight oats. And the cool thing about this is you prep it the night before. You mix oats with some milk and Greek yogurt.
Pretty easy.
Some chia seeds.
Put on the topping that you like.
Yeah.
You mix it up. It's like a parfait.
Put it in the fridge.
And this extra protein will help you bridge the gap of hunger to get to lunch. Let's get down here.
And we have a lot of flavors. Banana bread, key lime pie, blueberry muffin.
Delicious.
So with lunch, the goal is to sneak in 2 different vegetables. Lunch to me is prime real estate for getting in more produce. And you could do that by having stir fries or salads. You could even add broccoli or mushrooms on top of your pizza. But I have 2 really great ideas here. This looks like a regular sandwich, but if you look at the filling, this is what I call my Mediterranean chopped salad sandwich.
That's good.
I lay everything out on the cutting board. Cucumbers, tomatoes, artichoke hearts. You could do chicken, you could do feta, hard-boiled eggs, lots of fresh herbs. Chop, 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 chop. Then I add a zippy lemon vinaigrette. You mix it all together, you scoop it onto a sandwich. There's no sad veggies here. This is so delicious. And this is a veggie soup, minestrone soup.
That looks good.
It's like a nutrition fancy.
And you don't mind the bread. I mean, you could eat that chopped salad in a bowl, but the bread's okay, right? Whole grain.
Absolutely. Lunch is about getting in the vegetables, yes.
All right, good.
For sure.
Two
More
good ones
plants,
there. You're 2
more
for
power.
2, Joy.
Woo! Okay.
And then finally, here's dinner.
So dinner is the meal that we really suffer from decision fatigue, right? We're so tired, we don't want to put in the effort to figure out what we're going to make. So I would say the goal is to write down 3 go-to recipes that you could add into your rotation. I'm really into one-pan wonders. One sheet, one skillet, one pan. Write it down. This is my lemon garlic chicken with
Looks
veggies.
good.
Super versatile.
Very healthy, Joy. That's a very healthy looking
very
dish.
simple, but it's also super delicious. I promise you.
No skin, no bones, no nothing.
A lot of flavor, though. A lot of flavor.
You know what'd be good? Just a light little coating on top of this?
With what?
Ribs.
Oh, Carson,
Right on
you're
top.
killing me.
Joy and those great recipes. More information. Take your first steps towards that healthy new year. You can scan the QR code, of course, download the Start Today app and get that first week free. That's on us. Joy Bauer, thanks. Good to see you. Some good tips
Carson's
there.
going to take the first step.
I love it. Next year. We're back after your local news and weather and these messages. This is awesome.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.